the United States, Japan, and South Korea held trilateral missile defense drills in response to North Korea's military threats. Kim Sung reports.
Japan, South Korea, and the United States held trilateral missile defense drills at the international waters south of Jeju Islands, where they showcased Aegis destroyers, ROKS Yulgokgi, USS Benfold, and JS Haguro. According to the Navy, the drills conducted on Tuesday were an answer to Pyongyang's increasing missile and nuclear threats, including a recent attempt to launch a spy satellite that violates UN Security Council resolutions. The exercise also conducted procedures of detecting and tracking simulated target under the scenario of North Korea's ballistic missile provocations. It also includes an inspection of real-time information sharing system on North Korea's missile warning data as a contingency to an agreement signed by Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, U.S. President Joe Biden, and South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol. This is the fifth trilateral naval exercise held under the Yoon administration as South Korea continues to expand security ties with the U.S. and Japan amid tensions with North Korea. Meanwhile, in response to the trilateral cooperation, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un bolsters the nation's naval forces during his visit to the Navy Command. The naval headquarters visit was the first since Kim took power in 2012. Analysts look at that move as his intention to support the naval capacity assets by deploying nuclear weapons in the near future. Kim said in a speech that the waters of the Korean Peninsula have become the world's most unstable waters with the dangers of the nuclear war caused by the reckless confrontational moves of the U.S. Seoul Isobugo, Kim Sang-imnida, SMNI News, South Korea.
Before the racially motivated shooting rampage in a dollar store in Jacksonville, Florida, reports revealed that the gunman first went to a historically black university but was chased off by a police officer. Verhil Parba has the news.
A campus police officer's rapid response prevented a potential disaster at Edward Waters University, the state's first historically black university. This was by Zachary Faison Jr., the president of Edward Waters University. The incident, however, ended tragically with a shooting spree at a local Dollar General store, claiming 3 lives. There were Angela Michelle Carr, 52, Arnold Joseph A. Laguerre Jr., 19, and Gerald Deshawn Galeon, 29. The gunman, 21-year-old Ryan Palmater, shot himself shortly after carrying the attack. Palmater's suspicious actions at the university, wearing gloves and a military-style vest, caught the attention of alert students who promptly alerted a campus police officer. The officer confronted him, prompting Palmater to flee in his vehicle towards a nearby Dollar General store.
We learned that the perpetrator of this heinous act did come to the Edward Waters campus via his vehicle and drive onto the campus. Fortunately, our PEP security team, led by Lieutenant Bailey and Chief Williams, directly confronted this perpetrator almost immediately pursuant to him coming on our campus. Confronted him and were able to ascertain that he was not a student or member of our university community. The perpetrator then did put on an armored vest and get back in his vehicle. And at that time, our campus security pursued him further and directed him off of the Edward Waters campus, followed him in his vehicle down Kings Road and away from the Edward Waters campus. Unfortunately, little did we know that he had some, of course, very, very heinous and vitriolic aims. And sometime thereafter, then went into a local place of business and murdered 3 individuals.
The university president expressed condolences to the victims. He also expressed thankfulness that they were able to drive the gunman out of the university. Authorities said Palmer's actions were driven by apparent racial hatred. Subsequent investigation revealed written manifestos expressing his intense hatred towards black individuals. Reports citing local authorities said they may release these manifestos in the near future. Residents and various groups held a rally and prayer vigil for the victims of the attack. Meanwhile, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was reportedly booed when he spoke at the vigil. However, he was able to continue his speech after a local councilwoman told her crowd to put political parties aside. DeSantis has pledged $1 million to enhance campus security at Edward Waters University with an additional $100,000 to support the victims' families.
I'm pleased to be able to announce we're going to be able to do $1 million to Edward Waters College to increase security on campus. As I've said for the last couple of days, we are not going to allow our HBCUs to be targeted by these people, and so we're going to provide security help with them. We also have FDLE on site today evaluating security on campus and making recommendations for any additional infrastructure improvements. Also, per the request at yesterday's vigil, we're able to do $100,000 to the charity that's supporting the victims' families, and those funds are all coming from Volunteer Florida. So we're going to continue to work with those folks in the days and weeks ahead.
Reporting this has been Virgil Parba. As
Meanwhile, the two heads of state of Russia and Turkey will reportedly hold talks more than a month after the Black Sea grain deal broke down following Russia's refusal to extend it. Sigrid Castañeda reports.
Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan will hold talks with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin ahead of the 78th UN General Assembly session starting September 19, according to an Ankara political source via Russian media TASS. Both leaders plan to meet by the Assembly's commencement, with the exact timing still under consideration. Key topics on the agenda include finding a peaceful resolution to the Ukraine conflict and assessing a crucial grain deal. Turkish officials have consistently favored the original grain deal, reiterated by Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan in Kyiv. Erdogan and Putin will reportedly explore options to revive the deal in its original form, as well as alternative pathways for grain supply to nations in need. Earlier, TASS reports said that the meeting between Putin and Erdogan will likely take place in Sochi on September 4. However, a Bloomberg report citing Turkish officials hinted at a September 8 visit to Russia. Although the Turkish presidential administration did not comment on the matter, Omar Selik, the ruling Justice and Development Party or AK Party spokesman, confirmed that the meeting will be held in Sochi but did not mention any date. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov, meanwhile, confirmed an upcoming meeting without specifying dates. Reporting this has been Sigrid Castañeda, Azamani News.